What's up? It's Alexander Madison, running back from the Minnesota Vikings, and you're watching Clock Management.
Thank you, Alexander. It's October 4th, 2019. I'm Justin, and as always, I'm joined by Perry.
Man, Justin, I keep moving around. I'm in a different location.
I
I thought I
know.
was in a I thought I was in a museum because you're truly a work of art, man.
I am. This show is a work of art, really.
It really is. It really is.
Make sure you guys catch us on YouTube and subscribe so you can win a Tyreek Hill autographed jersey.
It's
Also,
so easy.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
Just click the button. You lose nothing. Also, you can catch our show on Spotify, Stitcher, Google, and Apple Podcasts, and all social medias. We have them.
We do. We have them all.
Yeah, we own them,
All of
so go find us on there.
Yeah, look for us. Ask us questions. Send me some memes, man. I need some good memes.
Oh, yeah. Wait till
some
we get
new
to the
jokes.
news no one cares about.
Obviously, my thing right now is cheesy pickup lines, right? I'm loving those. Send me some cheesy pickup lines, guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
I'm all
Let me
about
know-
just cheesy jokes in general, so.
Yeah. And if you don't want to, use a pickup line on me, just send me some really clever insults. I'm down with that too.
I'll do my best. Besides all the moving around, Perry, what's going on over there? What's new with you?
Nothing, man. Back at the in-laws, we're just doing a little family get together. I have my brother and sister-in-law. They're gonna get here soon with my nephew, who's like 6 months old. He's super cute. He's super fun. So I'm excited to play with him. But yeah, we just got the Friday episode. I'm drinking
Yeah.
a beer.
Oh,
Drinking
yeah.
a beer. I'm drinking a Cashmere Dreams Brute Indian Pale Ale from Scuttlebutt Brewing. It says exotic and aromatic, so it's probably just like you.
Yeah, it sounds like me.
Yeah.
I got this Deschutes Porter. It's
Ooh, that's a good beer.
tall and dark, so
Is that
I mean,
the black?
not so much like you.
Is that the Black Butte Porter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a good beer. It's a good beer. I drink too much beer. I know the names of the beers.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just here hanging out. I'm still not doing much since my surgery, so
That's right. Are you still at work?
yeah, I went in today just for fun, I guess,
Fun.
out of boredom.
For
Yeah,
fun.
I don't know why. I just found myself there working a
Yeah.
full day. It was weird, but I was there.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's commitment right there.
yeah, I guess I need more of a social life, I think.
Yeah, maybe we should start doing like some kind of like
I should have just live streamed or something.
yeah. I don't know. Okay, well let's move
Let's
on
get
here.
into some news. That
Sorry,
got
you want-
depressing.
You want to talk about football?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's way
All right.
more fun.
Well, before we jump into the news, let's talk about the game last night. You want to get into that a little bit?
Oh, yeah. What
was
a
a-
game.
That was a really good game. Possibly the Rams got robbed. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, they robbed themselves.
I don't know. That Clay Matthews hit was not
Oh, yeah.
roughing the passer. That was rough. Man, I don't know. That was a clean hit if I've ever seen one.
And Clay Matthews broke his jaw.
I know. Yeah, we'll get that in the news here in a second. But
Oh, man.
let's start with the Seahawks, who won the game 30-29 in thrilling fashion. Probably the best interception we'll see all season. Russell Wilson, 17 for 23, very, very efficient, 268 yards and 4 passing touchdowns. It's like the polar opposite. His game is a polar opposite of Jared Goff's, who we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, man, I love Russell Wilson going forward. He might be available in a few leagues. So
You know who I really like, though? From
Chris
there?
Carson.
No, who's probably available is Will Disley.
I talked about him, I think, our last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, leading receiver in yards.
Yeah, I started him. He didn't have I was hoping he'd find the end zone, but
Yeah.
he did great.
Yeah, I like Will Disley a lot going forward. I think he's not going to give you like top 3 tight end numbers. He might once or twice throughout the season, but considering how volatile that position is, Will Disley, I mean, you're going to get some consistency out of him for the rest of the season. So I really like him. Taylor Lockett found the end zone. DK Metcalf found the end zone. And then David Moore and Chris Carson both had receiving touchdowns. Chris Carson, big night, man. Really big night.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
one receiving touchdown, obviously. That was his only reception. But 27 carries for 118 yards. He almost won them the game. I mean,
Yeah.
they had two 8-minute drives in the third and fourth quarter to just completely wrap up the clock. It was impressive.
It wasn't Rashard Penny.
Rashard Penny had 6 carries, man.
Yeah.
It's the Chris Carson show. Auto start at this point. On the Rams side of the ball, last week Jared Goff, I kind of brushed over this in the last episode. He threw the ball 67 times last week.
Yeah, that's amazing.
This week he threw the ball 49 times. I don't think they win games this way. I just don't think they're going to win games this way.
Yeah, the problem is they don't want to, run on the back of Todd Gurley and have his knee carry the team's weight.
No, they do not. Speaking of Todd Gurley, he had 15 carries for 51 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, though. So,
yeah, they made it to that was a touchdown, by the way. They made it to the 1 yard line. Everett made it there and extended. They called him down on the 1. He was in the end zone, but they didn't want to challenge it, so they just snapped the ball and handed it to Todd Gurley for a 2-inch touchdown.
And here we go with a perfect segue into Gerald Everett's game. 7 receptions for 136 yards. Gerald Everett's another one of those tight ends that, you're not going to get top 3 every week, but you should get some consistency out of him. I like Gerald Everett, especially if they're going to be throwing the ball 50 times a game.
Or 70.
Or 70 times a game. Cooper Kupp, another fantastic night from him. Robert Woods, his night would have been a whole lot better if he just got that knee down before his forearm.
Oh my God, yeah. If he just did what Lockett had done, the drive before.
Yeah. So, really fun game to watch. Really close game. I know that a lot of Seattle fans. I'm up. You're both up here in Seattle. That it was a nail biter for them. But yeah, okay. Let's move on here to the news. And I've got a fair amount of news to talk about today. Clay Matthews, who we just mentioned, has a broken jaw. He broke it last night. As far as I know, he played through the whole game, which means Clay Matthews played with a broken jaw. Not huge fantasy news, except if you are starting the Rams defense, which has been okay. He is leading the team in sacks with 6 sacks. So that's kind of rough.
Man,
if you do,
that's surprising too that he's leading the team that Aaron Darnold's on in sacks.
Yeah, he's kind of had a resurgence since moving there. I mean, he was a little washed up in Green Bay. Not washed up, that's not fair. He was on the decline.
Yeah, I think Aaron Darnold's a huge reason why that is, though, because he's drawing the double team and allowing him to do the stunt inside to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Aaron Donald's the best defensive player in the NFL.
What if What if Mac says differently?
Marlon Mack?
Not Marlon Mack.
Oh yeah, no, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The Bears. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Sure. I'll listen to that argument, but I still think it's Aaron Donald. If you do play in an individual defensive player league, which Justin and I don't really do, so we don't talk about very often, the linebacker that's replacing him is either Troy Reader or Justin Lawler. I would pick one of them up and start him possibly. So I don't really do that, play an individual defensive player very often. I know I have a couple friends that do, but yeah, I don't know. And doesn't appeal to me.
It's Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack.
There we go.
Yeah, I knew that. Tyreek Hill is not playing this week. I know you're like, well, duh. But he has been practicing, which is good news. But I don't think he's quite ready for impact on that collarbone/sternum where that separation occurred. So they're gonna push it another week, which I think is fine. I think he will play next week, and I think I'm probably starting him, considering he was close to playing this week. I feel okay about it. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes. Um, Colt McCoy is going to start against the Patriots. How do you feel about Colt McCoy this week?
I really appreciate his sacrifice. Jay
Yeah.
Gruden was very kind here by sacrificing Colt McCoy to the New England Patriots instead of throwing in Dwayne Haskins and
Yeah.
his first NFL game being
Yeah.
against the Patriots defense.
It's
So
it's
I
it's against the
appreciate it.
it's against the Patriots defense. It's Colt McCoy, and it's Colt McCoy against the Patriots defense without Jordan Reed, Vernon Davis, and possibly Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Oof. I
A-
am so happy that I have the Patriots
Adrian
defense.
Peterson's probably going to fake an injury.
Probably. Um, anyways, the whole point of that was, man, the Patriots defense is an incredible start, but they've been an incredible start every week, so they're probably owned. James Conner practiced fully today and is expected to play on Sunday. That's good news for James Conner owners. I will be keeping an eye, though, on Jalen Samuels. I might be grabbing him. I just don't know if James Conner is going to last all season, and Jalen Samuels is a good player. So, Brandon Cooks left the game last night and is being evaluated for a concussion. That means he's probably going to be working his way through the protocol here. Luckily, he'll have a long week to recover as he played on Thursday night, but it's something to pay attention to with Brandon Cooks. I know a lot of people are starting him, so just pay attention to it. Be prepared. If you have to pick something up on the waiver wire, do so. Vance McDonald is officially inactive for Monday Night Football. Justin, you did the Vance dance. What are you going to say to our listeners that are currently doing the Vance dance? Who should they go pick up?
Oh, I'll get into that later for
Oh yeah,
when we get into our players. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair, man. Okay. Marlon Mack listed as questionable for week 5. A lot of these questionable listings, because they've gotten rid of probable and doubtful, are hard to understand. But the reason I wanted to talk about Marlon Mack is because he's probably an auto start for you when he's healthy. But he's a Sunday night game. And right now it sounds like it might be a game time decision.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not waiting
worrisome.
on that. So
Yeah.
unless you have a 49ers running back or
Right.
a Browns running back sitting on your bench, which
Definitely not. Don't have a Browns running back.
Yeah.
And you're already starting Nick Chubb. I'll listen to the 49ers running backs.
Yeah, if you have Nick Chubb, he's
Sure.
already starting in your lineup.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have a 49er running back sitting on your bench, then maybe I'll play that game with Marlon Mack. But
Maybe,
that's probably the only way I'm considering doing that. Otherwise, I'm throwing in one of my other running backs.
Yeah, just to give you guys an understanding here, they don't need to announce whether or not he's active until 90 minutes before the game. So that's you're playing a really dangerous game there. So just pay attention, have an option ready, or just put somebody else in now. Stephon Diggs. Let's talk about Stephon Diggs for a moment. 2 things.
Oh, yeah.
The injury designation is now gone. He is expected to play.
He was never hurt.
Right, just his ego apparently, because there are rumors, and so far none of them completely confirmed.
I mean,
except
basically.
except by Diggs, but I don't know. So apparently Stephon Diggs would like a trade. He's unhappy with the offense. Apparently Adam Thielen is also unhappy, and he's come out and said so. I don't see that offense changing. I mean,
No, they have no reason to.
yeah, it's successful. It's working for them. It's obviously what they want to do.
It's what they've wanted to do, but they couldn't because Cooks was always hurt.
Yeah, so the first team that came up was the Patriots. It feels like any time a big name player is asking for a trade, the Patriots come up for some reason. I don't know. It's
And
like
they
somebody
get
wants
it.
it's like somebody wants to go win a championship or something.
Yeah.
First of all, NFL, stop trading to the Patriots, for goodness sake. All right.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
shooting-
every
you're
other
shooting
team in the
yourself in the
NFL wants them to win.
Yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot. I don't know. It's something to monitor, right? Stephon Diggs was one of the players that burnt me in my last episode. I think I described him as a well-done steak covered in ketchup. He's still that to me right now. There's no doubt about it. I don't think they're going to go out there and throw him the ball 12 times to make him happy. That's stupid. That's not how you run an NFL team. If he gets traded, we can readdress that and see if Stephon Diggs is worth a start. But as of right now, keep him out of your lineup unless you have to. And then
if he gets traded, what teams outside of the Patriots could you see him going to, or would you think?
Oh, I could see him ending up with the Jets, the team in Washington, or the Niners.
Yeah, I was, as a Niner fan, they immediately came to my mind. And then someone threw out another one that terrified me because I hadn't considered it, and that was the Seahawks.
I mean, the Seahawks. So the Seahawks.
I don't think they need him like that archetype of player.
The reason the Seahawks always come up is because Pete Carroll has famously said, "We are part of every trade discussion. We are in on every. They pursue every trade," I guess is how he described it. So I think those rumors fly around a lot. I don't think he'll go to Seattle.
Yeah, because to me, he's one of those fast down the field threat wide receivers, which Seattle has 2 of them already.
Yeah,
like you don't need a third.
You really don't. Yeah, I think Seattle could do really well with.
I think Adam Thielen. Yeah, like if Adam Thielen were in the talks, like I think he would be better there.
Yeah, for sure. Adam Thielen in New England. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
He would become Gronk.
Oh God. Okay. Sorry, I'm still dealing with that cough, guys. Devontae Adams. This was kind of a surprise. Ruled out for Week 5. Real big bummer. I have Devontae Adams in a dynasty league. It was that little toe injury from last week that we saw.
The turf toe. I know. So I was afraid of this because, I learned about this a while ago because I started looking up injuries when I think I was talking with someone actually about basketball because Shaquille O'Neal had turf toe. And
no, that's not possible. There's no turf in basketball.
Right? And so I was like, how did that even happen? And why isn't he playing? It's his toe. Get out on the court. You're getting paid tons of money. And then I looked it up, and it's like a legit thing. Like
it's really painful.
Yeah, if you hurt your big toe, like all the other toes aren't a big deal, but your big toe being hurt is a huge deal. And it could affect like how fast you push off, if you even push off, because it's painful enough to stop you from doing it. And then it also makes it so you can't jump, you can't put any pressure on that foot.
Right.
And it takes a long time to heal, and if it doesn't heal right, it could end your career.
Yeah, it's said that he could miss 2 weeks. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going to play as the team's number 1 receiver. I actually really like Marquez Valdez-Scantling this week. We're going to talk about some of our starts of the week or streams of the week. He's not on either of our lists, but he could be with Devontae Adams out. I don't think he's on my list because it worries me a little bit because I just don't know what I'm going to get from this team at any given week. But I like Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I think if you gun to my head, I had to pick one between him and Geronimo Allison. But I also think Jimmy Graham finds the end zone again this week. So
yeah, I would agree with all of the above.
All the above. Perfect. That's an A+ for me then. Okay.
Put that up on your fridge.
That's my news. Justin, you got some news nobody cares about?
Yeah, but before I get into that, I mean, well, this is probably part of that as well. I'm going to take a quick victory lap because the 49ers are the last undefeated team in the NFC.
Very nice. Very nice.
On their bye week.
Yeah. I'm very surprised by that. So congratulations.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure every 49er fan is as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So news no one cares about. As I talked about last episode, I scrapped the whole news no one cares about for this episode to go over some Beowulf Minshew facts.
Oh man, I forgot about this. I'm so excited now.
I know. I saw the confusion on your face when I first started saying it. I'm like, oh, Perry's about to be happy.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Well, bring it on. Come on.
All right. So, first, when Beowulf Minshew was born, he drove his mother home from the hospital. Yeah. Beowulf Minshew he actually built the hospital that he was born in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When Chuck Norris goes to bed, he checks under his bed for Beowulf. The flu
Yeah.
gets a Beowulf Minshew shot twice a year. When Chuck Norris crosses the street, he checks both ways for Beowulf Minshew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Defenses count to 7 Mississippi before blitzing Beowulf Minshew. Beowulf Minshew once had a game where he went 34 out of 31 with 4 touchdowns and a home run.
34 out of 31.
Tom Brady throws a ball 60 yards. Beowulf Minshew can throw Tom Brady 60 yards. And that's all the news that no one cares about.
Yeah, that is definitely news.
It's the subject, Perry. I couldn't change it.
No, it was perfect. Yeah, it was perfect. That was amazing. You almost threw me into a coughing fit. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
man. It's
So-
funny. I had a highlight on here right after that. Something I didn't want to forget to talk about was the Stephon Diggs stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention in news nobody cares about. Now hear me out. It's gonna sound like I'm insensitive, but Vontez Burfict. If you don't know who he is, he's a defensive player that's known for being very dirty. Last week had a helmet-to-helmet hit where he was suspended for the entire season, and his team was very upset about it. And the reason this is news no one cares about is because nobody cares about you, Vontez Burfict. You're a dirty player and you're going to get people hurt. In response to his team fighting it, the NFL responded with, "We just found another instance that was not penalized of Burfict doing a helmet-to-helmet hit
In
on
the
a
same game.
in the same game." So nobody cares, Vontez Burfict, if you're suspended for the entire season, because now there's a guarantee that you will not intentionally hurt another player. Clean it up, man. We don't need that in the NFL.
No,
Okay.
don't even clean it up. Just leave the NFL.
I mean, yeah, that would be a good way to clean it up.
He's
though,
made
right?
he's made a career out of this. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
is one of the worst, like just most horrible players in the NFL.
Sends people to the hospital, man. It's stupid.
Yeah, he does. He has no place in the NFL.
Yeah. Good for the NFL. They got that one right. Okay.
Yeah.
Today, Justin and I, we were going to have a guest on today, but he had a guest himself at his house and was unable to join us. So
yeah, his mother-in-law showed up out of the blue. I suggested that he just had her come on with him. Apparently, she's not as knowledgeable on football as anyone, so he decided not to do that.
Yeah. So, in response to Darian standing us up, his Instagram handle is Space Nerd Fitness, I believe.
Yeah, the word space.
Space Nerd Fitness. Please go find him and send him lots of pictures of rocks, asking him what kind of rock this is.
I will be doing this immediately after we finish posting this.
Yeah, he hates that as a geologist. He hates that question, but I hate getting stood up. So everybody go find Space Nerd Fitness, give him a follow, and ask him, what kind of rock is this? Any kind of rock works. I think somebody sent him a picture of a stick one time. So
I sent him a picture of Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
yeah, that's good.
I sent him a picture of the cover of the movie The Rock.
I sent him a picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, kind of a rock, but I mean, I'll take it. His name's got Stone in it, right?
Right? Oh, yeah, acceptable.
So, in lieu of that, we are going to be doing kind of like our starts of the week. We're not going to be going over every game anymore. We found that to be a little dry, to be completely honest with you, right? Um, so we're changing things up. We're always trying to adapt and get better. So let us know what you think. Leave a comment on this video and let us know if you like it, you don't like
Yeah.
it, something we should do differently.
Yeah, I think this is a lot more helpful for you
Yeah.
guys. We're gonna highlight some players at each position that you could start if you need a start, basically, and players that you might not think you should start, but you should.
Definitely.
I think that's more useful for you and a lot quicker just to get through, and more exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Why don't you start us off, Justin?
All right, yeah. So we're gonna do a player highlight. We're gonna do two running backs, two wide receivers, a quarterback, and a tight end. So I'm gonna get into this then with the first one. My first running back is Austin Eckler. First of all, you got Melvin Gordon coming back. They've already said he's going to be on a pitch count where they're going to try and limit his carries. So that's not promising. But I'm
Yeah.
still okay with starting Gordon if you need a running back. And the reason why I'm okay with this is they're playing the Broncos. The Broncos have an amazing pass defense. They have a great pass rush. They have great cornerbacks and safeties, but they give up the third most yards to fantasy running backs. So I think
Yeah.
both of them are going to be great starts. But Eckler is definitely the better of the two. So just because Gordon's back, don't hesitate. Leave Eckler in there. You won't regret it.
Yeah, and I think this week is probably, we'll see how this week goes, but this week might be the last week where Eckler is above Gordon for me.
Yep.
And unless they completely commit to Eckler and
Which
just
I don't think they will. The coaches said
Yeah.
before once Melvin Gordon came back, he's their starter.
yeah. Um, okay. And just to clarify with everybody, these are players that aren't an obvious start, right? I could come out here and say, yeah, start Alvin Kamara, start Christian McCaffrey. But I mean, what, you don't need me to tell you that, right? You're already doing that.
Yeah, if you're playing fantasy football, you should know that.
Yeah. So let me jump into my first running back, and that's David Montgomery, running back with the Chicago Bears. The reason I'm picking David Montgomery, he hasn't had like an explosive start to the season like we all predicted. I'm fully aware of that. But his rushing attempts and his receptions have been going up consistently all year. Last week against Minnesota, who has a very good defense, right? We know this about Minnesota. He had 21 carries for 53 yards. Obviously, the 53 yards is an issue on 21 carries, but the fact that he touched the ball 21 times is great. I like that a lot. And they are playing Oakland. Oakland currently is giving up 125.8 rushing yards per game. Okay, if we got 125 rushing yards out of David Montgomery this week,
Yeah.
we'd be happy, even without a touchdown. And I expect him to find the end zone this week. I am predicting a touchdown.
If he
For
got
David
three
Montgomery.
quarters of that, you would be happy.
Exactly. So I'm starting David Montgomery. He's mildly involved in the passing game. He had 5 receptions last week. I mean, if we got 100 yards and 5 receptions for like another 27 yards, we're totally cool with that. That's great, especially at somebody that's not an auto start. And then again, if he finds the end zone one time, yeah, I mean that's a week winner right there,
Yeah.
especially in like a flex position. So yeah, David Montgomery, running back for the Bears. That's my first start.
My next one's a little bit deeper of a dive. So join me on this dive.
Okay.
I'm going with, huh?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going with Carlos Hyde, running back for Houston now. So he's been seeing more and more carries. He did have a dip a couple weeks ago, week before last, and then he started going back up. But he's been playing good defenses, and now he's playing against a defense that's rated the 18th. So that's not that great. It's right middle of the pack, lower into the middle. So I expect him to see a point increase. He's been averaging over 10 points a game for each of the teams he has played, even with the week he had the down week because he had a touchdown that week. The other games he didn't have a touchdown. So he should be a solid start this week. I would expect him to have probably about, I would say, 70 yards rushing and a touchdown. So, I mean, that's good for your flex. You should be happy with that.
Yeah, I like that play a lot with Carlos Hyde. Duke Johnson isn't the guy there, right? Uh,
No.
and it's an offense that's going to move the ball. I just, if you're going to throw in a running back at some point, you want to have the guy that is going to, on the team, it's going to move the ball because that means there's going to be goal line opportunities. So, yeah, like Carlos said, that's a good pick. My second guy, I've already highlighted him once before as a start of the week, and that's LaShawn McCoy, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. I I get that LaShawn McCoy is old, but you and I were talking about his game against Detroit last week. Man, he has the move still, man. He can still do it. He's found the end zone 2 weeks in a row. You can still catch the ball out of the backfield. I think LaShawn McCoy gets another touchdown this week against Indianapolis, a team that, I mean, they kind of try and outscore people, and the Chiefs are somebody that's not going to get outscored. It's a team that moves the ball. They're giving it to him on the goal line. I think LaShawn McCoy finds the end zone again. Yeah, I really like LaShawn McCoy this week, so that's my second pick.
Yeah, I really like LaShawn McCoy this week. I actually, I was telling you before the show, I was telling someone at my work that they need to put him in their lineup.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, especially a flex, right? Like, I guess not necessarily with Austin Eckler. He's probably not a flex for you this week, but the other three guys that we talked about, I mean, as a flex play, I think that's a really good flex play. That's a win you your week flex play. assuming it works out. We're not perfect, but yeah.
All right. Next, moving into the wide receiver position, I got, oh man, I got Ted Ginn Jr.
Thank you for pronouncing his name correctly.
It's not often that you're gonna hear me tell you to start Ted Ginn.
There he goes. There he goes.
I had to. But especially with Drew Brees being out. But he's playing against the Bucks, and they give up the most completions per team. Mm-hmm. So there's gonna be multiple fantasy relevant pass catchers in this game. So I think he's just gonna get a couple more catches than normal, especially in a PPR. It's really gonna increase his value. So he if you need help at flex in a flex spot this week, he's out there on waivers 100%.
Yeah, he is widely available.
So go ahead and grab him and throw him in, unless you get the next guy I'm going to talk about, which is also widely available.
That's a spicy take, buddy.
I know. So is the next one, though.
Yeah, pass me the milk, man. I wasn't ready for that one. Okay, so my wide receiver is not nearly as spicy as Justin's. First one I want to talk about is Alshon Jeffrey. Now, Alshon Jeffrey is coming back from injury. Last week, he only had 3 receptions for 38 yards, but he did score a touchdown, so it saved your week. He had 9 targets, though. He's obviously the number one wide receiver on that team when he's healthy. And he's healthy this week. He'll be playing. I think he finds the end zone again. They're playing the Jets team. I know there's a lot of talk about that Jets defense, but I'm not totally bought into it. And I think Alshon Jeffrey is good enough to get past that. I think you could get 70 yards and a touchdown out of Alshon this week. Something I want to mention with Alshon Jeffrey is he plays the Jets this week. Not a great defense, I know. Plays Minnesota the following week. Good defense. Then Dallas, no big deal. But then Buffalo, good defense. Then Chicago, good defense. Then a bye. Then New England, good defense. If Alshon scores a touchdown this week or does well, I think you sell Alshon Jeffrey, right? You sell him at his peak right now, his height, those 2 touchdowns in a row if he gets one this week, and you sell him to somebody who has to deal with this horrible schedule that he's dealing with moving forward. So just something I wanted to throw out there with Alshon Jeffrey, but this week I'm definitely happy starting him.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. He's no Cooper Kupp. Which at this point I'm contractually obligated to reference every time Alshon Jeffrey is referenced.
And I think I'm contractually obligated to say I'm pretty sure you win this one. Our little Cooper Cup Alshon bet. I will not be putting a bumper sticker on my card that is offensive in any way.
Ah,
So just keep
those
that
are
in
my
mind.
favorite ones.
Creativity over blunt rudeness.
But I like both of those.
I know.
I'm fans of both of them. But what I'm more of a fan of this week is Cole Beasley. So,
Ooh. You got a case
a case?
of the Beasles?
Oh, I hope not. But I think I might. I need to go see a doctor. But yeah, so Cole Beasley, hear me out on this one. So he has more receptions currently than DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, and Mark Andrews. And in PPR, like, he's just killing it. He's a top, like, reception wise, he's in the, I believe, top 15 for total receptions. And he's playing the Titans, who are in the bottom 10 for teams on pass completions given up. So if you're in a PPR league, he's going to get lots of receptions this week. I would not be surprised to see him get 8 or 9 receptions this week, which is just 8 or 9 points that are just sitting there waiting to be had, plus whatever yards. Those are free points.
That was really good analytical analysis there.
Right? In case I didn't know how good you were at math, so I'm like, let me break it down. 9 times 1 equals 9.
Nailed it. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Top notch.
I'm a math major.
Everybody give us a like on this video, please.
You're welcome for that. But then the yards you get on top of that is just, that's just bonus. But 9 points is more than a lot of players that
sure
are going to score without, with all their points combined.
Yeah. Oof. Cole Beasley.
I know. I don't like it, but I would like it this week at the end of the week when I win.
I'm going to have to do the gallon challenge after those 2 spicy takes.
Jeez. I know.
How do I follow that up? Okay, I'll tell you how I follow it up. With the guy that I've been preaching all season, and that's Larry Fitzgerald. Okay, it's kind of cheap because I've been preaching him all season. I get that. But Christian Kirk is out this week. He is not playing this week. And Larry Fitzgerald is going to be the guy on this team, at least this week. So Larry Fitzgerald, I don't want to get too crazy here, but I'm saying 115 yards and 1 score at least, possibly 2. Larry Fitzgerald, I think, might finish in the top 12 wide receivers this week. I mean, you just look at targets for the first 2 weeks, 13 targets, 11 targets. That's in week 1 and 2. He's found the end zone twice this season. Man, no Christian Kirk. I think we could be looking at another 13 targets for Larry Fitzgerald this week. Yeah. So I don't think I need to go into a whole bunch of detail. Cincinnati is not a very good team. Sorry, Cincinnati, but I actually had a conversation with somebody on my stream. If you guys don't know, of course you don't know, I stream on Twitch. I play video games and stream on there. And I had a viewer on my channel the other day trying to tell me that Cincinnati was a good team. And I flat out just told him that whole organization is trash. And that's how I feel about Cincinnati.
I'm confused on their argument.
I don't know, man. He's from Cincinnati. He was very passionate about it. He saw the Bronco flag behind me, and he decided that he wanted to try. I
mean, I'm a 49er fan, but when the 49ers were bad, I was like, yeah, the 49ers are bad. You're right.
Yeah.
But I think the difference is most Cincinnati fans don't know what it's like to have a winning organization. So
it's true. Yeah. I think, as a Denver fan this year, it's embarrassing, man.
Because you know what it's like from when they were winning Super Bowls.
Right. Yeah.
They have nothing to reference it to. So they're like, yeah, they're good. No, they're just what they are.
When your greats are John Kitna, you probably have not a whole lot to live up to. So,
yeah. Boomer Esiason. Sorry, Boomer.
Sorry, buddy. Okay.
Now
that berating of the random viewer on my channel is over,
and Boomer Esiason, come at me, Boomer.
let's go. Let's go on to our quarterbacks.
Yeah, quarterback. So my quarterback is Kyle Allen. You could Kyle
These
Allen's base. Go ahead.
these are streams of the week, guys.
Yeah.
These are guys that I doubt are on a roster or on your roster in the average league. So these are guys that you're going to go pick up if you're not comfortable with your quarterback this week.
Yeah, or like if you drafted a Drew Brees or an Aaron
Right.
Rodgers or
Right.
a lot of these guys, you could go pick up Kyle Allen, who has the fourth highest QBR in the NFL currently. And he's playing against the Jags this week, who the Jags have been hit or miss. Their defense has not been that great. Sometimes they've looked really bad. Sometimes they've looked pretty good. But I would be willing to throw that in there and or throw him in there and see where how that turns out. Him and Kyle Allen and Beowulf gonna have a shootout there potentially.
Yeah, and I believe that Jalen Ramsey is not playing again this week.
No,
So
he's not.
that's great news for Kyle Allen. I like that start a lot, almost as much as I like my start. And to talk about my start, first I need to talk about Jared Goff, who is not my start because he played last night, so that's not fair.
Yeah, that'd be cheating.
But
And a bad way of cheating.
who Jared Goff did play last week was Tampa Bay. Jared Goff, like we mentioned, threw the ball 60. Well, it says here 68 times. I thought it was 67, but this just helps my point even more. 68 attempts, 517 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He threw 3 interceptions, but that's Jared Goff's fault. It's not Teddy Bridgewater's fault, who is my start of the week at quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is playing the Buccaneers this week. He's got Michael Thomas there. He's got Ted Ginn, who is Justin's stream of the week at wide receiver. They've got Alvin Kamara. I think Teddy Bridgewater has a very, very sneaky good game this week. I really like Teddy Bridgewater. I will start Teddy Bridgewater over Aaron Rodgers right now. Write it down. Put it on a T-shirt. I'll wear it. I don't care. Teddy Bridgewater over Aaron Rodgers this week.
I love it. And the reason why I love it so much is I already said that there's going to be multiple pass catchers there. So, like, I completely agree with you on him being great. And speaking of the multiple pass catchers, my tight end is going to be Jared Cook down there in New Orleans. Because, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is going to have a great game throwing the ball, which, I mean, no one has said that in years.
Right.
So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect segue into my ironclad, no doubt about it, quote me as long as I'm right, game of the week. And that's the Saints Bucks. Start them all, man. Start Chris Godwin, start Mike Evans, start Michael Thomas, start Ted Ginn, start Jared Cook, start Teddy Bridgewater, start all of them. All of them.
Yeah.
This is going to be a high-scoring game, in my opinion. Yeah, there you go. And if I'm right, you can quote me on it. If I'm wrong, I never said it. There's no proof.
Except this video.
What? Oh, God.
Perry, I put these on YouTube, right?
What? I thought we were just talking, man. I thought we were just having a good time, dude. Okay, so my tight end stream of the week is a guy that you and I don't think have mentioned once on this show. And the three or 4 months that we've been doing this, I don't think we've talked about him once. And
Ted Nugent.
Yeah, that's true. We have not talked about him. We're going to continue not to.
Okay.
Tyler Eifert. Tyler Eifert. We're only 3 seasons removed from him being considered as one of the best tight ends in the league. 2 seasons removed, right? He was very talented and has had some horrible injuries. I feel really bad for the guy. But Tyler Eifert is playing the Arizona Cardinals this week, who have given up number 1 tight end games all season long, man. They're handing them out like candy. And Tyler Eifert's owned in no league. I guarantee you. Go look in your league. Tyler Eifert's available. He's only had 1 game where he had only 1 target. Otherwise, he had 6 targets, 5 targets, and 5 targets. I mean, Tyler Eifert's finding the end zone this week. There's no doubt in my mind. Do you agree?
Yeah, I would be shocked if he doesn't.
Yeah. With John Ross out, with AJ Green out, it's Tyler Boyd and it's Tyler Eifert. And
I don't know if we talked about John Ross being out, but man, that really I feel bad for the guy. Like, he finally started to look like a real wide receiver.
Well, I mean, it still looks like one. He just can't play like one.
That's cold.
I know, jeez.
I thought that was my role.
That was messed up. I'm sorry. It must be this scuttlebutt delicious aromatic and exotic beer that I'm having. No, I feel for him as well. He went to the University of Washington. He has the fastest combine 40 time ever. A lot of hype around him. I would have liked to seen a Washington kid do really well. I think he still will, man. There's still a place for him. He'll come back. He'll be okay. But we got to live in the now, and the now is the Tyler show.
Eifert.
It's the Tyler show in Cincinnati. Not a good team. And I think that they lose this game, but Tyler Eifert scores a touchdown.
I like it.
Yeah.
When you said it's the Tyler show, I immediately started brainstorming Tyler Perry. Medea goes to the NFL.
Medea coaches Cincinnati.
Yes.
I'd watch that.
Right? That's the next one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's actually happening currently.
Maybe.
That explains stuff.
Listen, guys, thanks for watching, listening to us. However you decided to enjoy the podcast. Indulged in the Friday episode. Justin and I are going to be moving to Monday nights. I think that's what we're going to be doing for our second episode during the week. That way we can get more information out to you sooner, before waivers go through, that sort of thing. So please pay attention for that. Give us a like on this video. Give us a comment. And anything you'd like to say to us, just let us know, man. We want to hear from you.
And a subscription. We'd love those.
Yeah. We will be selling t-shirts very soon. We won't go into too much detail yet, but if you'd like to see them, I believe Justin posted some photos of them on our Instagram a few weeks ago.
If you watch the last episode, I'm actually wearing one.
Yeah, so we'll go into some more detail next week on how much those will cost, how you can get them. But hey, it's a great way to support us. We're getting things going here. We want to keep them going. We're having a lot of fun. So please show your support in any way you can, and we'll talk to you guys Monday night.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Peace out.